Hello guys and welcome. Today I wanna show you some of the most interesting abilities in Mist of Pandaria Classic. Now there has been a beta release of Mist of Pandaria Classic and I managed to get some footage for you guys. So you guys always know me. I'm the guy who always loved theory crafting, and that is also why I'm leveling up a lot of different characters in Cataclysm Classic to prepare for Mist of Pandaria Classic. Well, to be real, I am only leveling a gnome Warlock because I don't really have time and energy to level up more than one character. And I also feel like because character boost is so over expensive, it also kind of destroyed the whole aspect of the game, which is theory crafting. And there are some other issues, like, in my opinion, heirlooms were never really healthy for the game. We only have these old mega servers with unbalanced factions, so there is pretty much no low level and no open world PvP, which is what the whole game was supposed to be designed around. So I really hope when it comes to Mist of Pandaria Classic release, we'll got some fresh servers, okay, with faction limiters, with cheaper character boosts, and so on and so on. That will be so huge for the game, in my opinion. But yeah, in this video I wanna quickly show you, what are some of the most interesting abilities in Mist of Pandaria Classic. Now, my first ability is called Burning Rush. And this is actually a Warlock ability. I didn't even know they have this ability until recently. This ability basically drains your maximum health and gives you 50% bonus movement speed and makes you almost immune to movement impairing effects like slows and I think even roots. This is actually extremely good. That's probably the sole reason why actually my Gnome Warlock is almost level 40 in Cataclysm Classic, and that's why I actually wanted to roll Gnome Warlock, so I can apply Curse of Exhaustion, give enemy 50% movement speed, and then be immune to slow, so I can pretty much juke anybody in this game. Right, that was my tactic. This is how I counter rogues, warriors, ferals. I also have fears. There are some really interesting abilities in the game currently, like Warlock has Curse of Exhaustion, Curse of Enfamblement, which gives the enemy like 50% more casting time, which is insane against casters. You have, I think, let's see. Okay, so the next thing I want to show you is a monk ability. This is what a friend actually showed me. A monk ability, okay? Well, that guy was almost unkillable. And let me see. What the fuck? So what is so interesting about monks is they have two very interesting abilities. One is called dematerialize or dematerialize. Okay, when you get CC'd, you get immunity to all damage for like 2.5 seconds, which is actually really huge, really good ability, right? But the main thing I want to talk about monks is that they have ability called, I think, healing spear, okay? Come on, man. Okay. They have ability called healing spear, okay? And this basically allows you to put a healing orb below you. And this makes some flares almost unkillable. This is actually one of the strongest monk ability in the game that really makes you almost unkillable. It's really, I have to try this, So yeah, this is probably the main reason why I made this video, because I actually saw some guy, like some monk player, being almost unkillable. I'm not really sure what is the exact rotation, but he was saying he was only using healing spear, but he was probably using something else, but that really made him almost unkillable. So yeah, I really like it's healing. That's almost probably the main reason why I wanna play monk. A good monk will be almost unkillable.
Easy!
The Mist of Pandaria expansion is all about burst and healers, right? Healers are actually really strong. They almost feel unkillable in Mist of Pandaria. So you have to have good crowd control. You have to have good abilities. There are so many different interesting abilities. Every class has so many different fun abilities, right? But I cannot play every class. The max level is now almost 90, almost 100. And to level up you need like weeks for each class and race combination. So that's why I feel like Blizzard should really invest and put character boosts like $20-30, and they could make so much more money, in my opinion, because people will play the game so much more. But when the character boost is $70-80, nobody's gonna buy it. It's insanity. So I'm gonna be honest, guys. Okay, guys, I'm gonna be honest. I actually discovered some Mist of Pandaria Classic servers where you actually get max level and you can try all the different abilities. Okay, I didn't even get into closed beta. I also wanna say that closed beta is kinda lame. It just allows for selected few content creators to get ahead, to basically also into cheaters to find secret bugs and then abuse them on actual release. And content creators is already really hard, because if you don't manipulate algorithm you pretty much have no chance with countless of promo accounts. Then you also have this beta release which gives certain content creators who are already ahead to even more elite, so the rest of us barely get any footage. But yeah, luckily we still have private servers, some private servers that allow us to get max level. This one I wanna show you guys. There's actually a quite cute community for this server, so I wanna quickly show you. There are quite a few of them, right? But currently the one I'm using is called WKMZ MOP or something like that. It's very simple to connect. You just download the launcher, you have all the tier, it's easy. And there are I met quite a lot of different people. That's why it's so interesting. I have some nice discussion. But I wanna show you some interesting abilities. Like we already talked here, Burning Rush, right? This is pretty much like bonus movement speed and immunity to movement impairing effects. So now I don't even need to run Gnome anymore. I can just play Worgen or something that looks cool, or Draenei or something really cool. It has some really interesting abilities, I must say. For example, let's see, Blood Horror. Right, this ability is very interesting. I want to show you this Blood Horror. Okay, now will active anytime an enemy melee attacks deals damage to Warlock. The enemy will be feared for 4 seconds. This is actually insanely good ability against Warlocks, against Warriors, Ferals. Very interesting, The only thing it sucks is you either have Blood Horror or Burning Rush. So which is kinda annoying, this is like the only real negative of the Mist of Pandaria. There are a lot of cool abilities on the same path, but hey, you cannot have everything. That's kinda make it interesting, so now the next thing I wanna show you. Hello guys, and welcome. Today I wanna show you some of the most interesting abilities in Mist of Pandaria Classic. Hello guys, and welcome. As you know, I'm also a very spiritual guy. I like to understand the world around me. So I will also use this opportunity to talk about a bit of what's going on when it comes to, spiritual things and so on and so on. So the biggest question is, what makes us human? And I would say is the combination of different characters. everybody has different characters, and this is what makes us different. And this is why I feel like understanding psychology and astrology is such a good thing, because you can, these two are knowledge of characters. And it's not just about planets, but it's also about understanding all the different universal characters we have. We call them zodiacs, 12 zodiacs. And what is so interesting, astrology is not just based on in what zodiac planets were when you were born, but also each planet has its own zodiac cycle, and this is how some people even can talk about the future, right? It's based on zodiac cycles. And currently we are in Aries, first of 12 zodiacs, one of the strongest fire element zodiac. Aries, or in Slovenian we call it oven. And Aries is very direct, very fire energy, but it can also be a bit too much on the body. So I can't wait to get now we're gonna get in Taurus, you know. And what is so interesting is that planet Earth, we have two cycles. Okay, I mean we have, oh dog, please stop, man. Okay, I had to wait for my dog to stop barking, and now I can continue. What most people don't know, that there are two yearly cycles on Earth. We have yearly cycle, which goes from January to December, 12 months of the year. But we also have zodiac cycle that actually starts on March and ends on March. And it starts with Aries, first of 12 zodiacs, and it ends with the last one, Pisces, which is the last of 12 zodiacs. And that's why on March we have such a good sun, why there is so much fire in the air, good sun. So, but what I want to say is that it's actually very interesting. This is what most people don't know, is that Earth and Moon, for example, will be more fiery, it will be more sad when it's Pisces, and so it's you can actually start to understand world around you much better, so if you guys have any questions, please let me know. It's very interesting. Now it was like Aries month. I did so many things, but also my body, like I put so much pressure on my body, so now I need to get a bit of rest. But now it's gonna be Taurus soon, so it's gonna be way easier, I hopefully. So yeah, if you have any questions, guys, please let me know, and I see you in the next one. Peace. Okay guys, so I just wanna show you quickly two things I'm really interested in. Okay, now let's make dualities Dwarf warrior. Now the first interesting thing I wanna show you. Okay guys, so I quickly wanna show you two more interesting things I found out, and let me show you guys. Okay, so what is very interesting about dwarf warriors is that they actually have two abilities that make them bigger. They have Avatar, which is warrior ability, and they have Stone Form on top of that. I didn't even know, but Stone Form actually makes you look like stone, and it makes your character model bigger, right? and you can combine that with like what is it called, that fireworks water from blocks from WoW Classic, to make your character extremely big. Okay, and this is why I was actually thinking, why not go Dwarf Warrior, and you have some of the really cool, you have some really good jokes and commands, and you can type /silly or /charge. And you know, this combo is probably the main reason I was actually considering going Dwarf Warrior, because you can make your character model extremely big. I didn't even know, but Stormform is not just a good spell that it decreases your damage, remove poisons, diseases, and bleeds, which are actually very strong. You know, rogue poison is 50% slow, for example. You know, or you totally counter Death Knights. You know, bleeds, which is a main thing of feral druids. You know, so dwarf totally counters pretty much hunters, rogues, the Death Knights, and feral druids. You know. And then you could actually play like a dwarf paladin or dwarf death knight, and you also get anti-magic abilities, you know, because magical damage is pretty insane in this game. And there is another thing I want to show you. Dodge parry. So let's do this. Let's make a night elf hunter, okay? And let's equip some gear. So what is very interesting about Mist of Pandaria is that dodge and parry now affect both melee and range attacks. So any class that has natural high dodge and parry chance is gonna be extremely good. They can get like up to 50% avoidance, and I'm not even joking. Let's see. Shoulders, head, okay. Okay, nice. Based. Bam. Okay, now let's equip some epic gear. Back, we just need back now, right? So let's get back. And a weapon bow. Oh, we look so cool, man, honestly. But what I'm really interested in, how much dodge and parry we have at this point. We have 24 dodge, but it says 0% parry. How do we have 0% parry? Don't we have parry? Wait, survival. Let's go survival. Let's go for some talents. It still says 0% parry. That's so weird. I thought every class has parry. And what is very interesting about Night Elves is that they also have this, you know, what is it called? Quickness. Increase your chance to dodge and melee range attacks by 2%. This is one of the best passive racial skills in the whole game. You can basically dodge and parry almost any ability in the game more, which is really good. But it's almost, you see, they have almost 20% dodge. But what I want to do is now check a rogue. You see, rogue also has parry, right? So let's see. But maybe now it's different, because now dodge is only for range attacks and parry is only for melee attacks. Maybe that's why Hunter don't get parry, but I'm very surprised that's why Hunter doesn't get parry. So let's go for a rogue, right? And let's see, are we geared? We just need back and one trinket. Okay, we should be good. Okay, and now let's check rogue. Rogue has 28% dodge and 3% parry. Gives you a chance to parry enemy melee attacks. Okay, so parry is only for melee, right? But basically my point was that the more dodge you have, the more parry you have, the more unhittable you are, which is really good, you know? So any class that has natural high dodge and parry chance like rogue and a hunter are gonna be really strong. You know, yes, before I said the healers are really strong, and mage DPS, they have high burst like Ely Shaman, but also classes that have high dodge and high parry chance, you know, so like rogue or pretty much any night elf, because we get bonus ability to dodge, quickness, you know, it's gonna be really good. I just don't understand why it's such a low parry chance here. You know, maybe it's a glitch, but I thought it's even on WoW Classic, it's like even at low level it's like 10-15%, you know. But if you combine these two numbers and you get like 50%, you can avoid like 50% attacks at high level. That's gonna be insanely good. So yeah. Also, if you have no hit or expertise, you pretty much have like 15% chance to not hit at all, which is 1 in a 6, so yeah. But when you do hit, miss chance doesn't matter, does it? So you have to be a melee class. A melee class to get parry, which affects melee attacks, okay? If a character or a mob has a parry chance, it can take effects on every incoming frontal melee attack. Originally, the only stat which increased the chance to parry was defense. However, with the addition of Death Knights, 25% of their strength is added as a parry rating. It is important to know that the Death Knight high parry rating is one of their mitigation mechanic. Actually, one of the the Age of Reckoning. What is it? Age of Reckoning. Age of Reckoning. Warhammer Online. Warhammer Online Age of Reckoning probably has one of the best tanking in the whole games. In any MMORPG, you have to try it. If you low tanking, you're gonna low tanking in Age of Reckoning Warhammer Online. It really feels like tanking, you know. Get to Realm versus Realm. Try tanking. You have some good tanking skills. So good, man. So good. So let's check out dodge. When you go to dodge, it also says it only affect melee hits, But this is one of the biggest thing about Mist of Pandaria. Now, dodge and parry also affect range attacks, and that's why any class with high dodge and parry chance is gonna be really, really good, right? And expertise would reduce the dodge chance. It's very complicated. It's hard to find the correct information, that's for sure. Right? If I check my max level rogue, you can see I have almost 30% dodge and 3% parry only. Right? Which is still like 33% damage mitigation, damage avoidance, which means almost every third hit will pretty much miss me, you know? And if you combine that with any of the abilities, like you have quickness, you have vanish, you have smoke bomb, you have a lot of abilities, I think, that gives you like bonus dodge, increase your total agility. I'm not even sure. Cloak of Shadow causes you to resist all spells for 5 seconds. You know, this is gonna be very good ability, Cloak of Shadow, against any spellcaster. You have evasion, increase your dodge by 100%. Insane, you know. 100% dodge, you know. And yeah, also like Hunter, you know, they have deterrence, which I think reflects all the spells back, which is very interesting. They have jump, they have vanish, that like, oh man. So let's check my undead hunter. %21 dodge chance. Deterrence. Deflecting melee range attacks and spells. Damage taken reduced. Counter shot. Nice. And they also have disengage. It's gonna be very fun ability to use, in this case really low cooldown. 20% cooldown. And you can put it to 10 seconds. So every 10 seconds. So basically you can do this. You chase somebody, you can do this, bam. And okay, I did it very bad, but okay. It's gonna be nice. Rapid fire. So many strong abilities in Mist of Pandaria. Immune to root and movement impairing effects on Master Core. Oh, nice. So many abilities though. Stampede. You can summon all 3 pets to attack. That's pretty cool, actually. So I just quickly wanna check. I have 22 dodge and 0 parry on my hunter. Okay. Well, yeah, this is the problem now, right? Hunters are only ranged now, so they don't get parry, right? So let's check my Night Elf hunter. You have to be a melee class to get parry, or you know, melee shaman. And if we see, and you see my Night Elf hunter has 24% dodge chance because of our bonus ratio. We get 2% melee change to those dodge, 2% change to those melee and range attacks. right? Yeah, melee and range attacks. So dodge affects everything now. So basically, on a Night Elf Hunter, you're gonna have like 24% chance to dodge everything, which is still pretty good, you know, still pretty good. But they don't have parry, right? So you have to play like a melee class to also get parry, you know, which is bonus avoidance. So let's go for Night Elf Rogue or Night Elf Death Knight or something. We have Night Elf Rogue. And Night Elf Rogue has 28% dodge and 3% parry. You see, that's why Rogue is actually gonna be pretty insane, because they have highest avoidance of all classes in the game. And they also get parry because they are melee class. Right? And they get Cloak of Shadow, you know, which prevents all spells. And they have one evasion, increase your dodge by 100% for 10 seconds. They have quickness because we are Night Elf. And let's see, we also get parry because we are melee class, right? Very good. But we have like more than 30% parry and dodge chance, which means like we can parry every third attack, we can dodge every third attack, you know, which is pretty insane. So if you play Night Elf Rogue, you're gonna avoid a lot of things, you know, it's gonna be very good, right? Let's go for Worgen Death Knight or something like that. Okay, I have to get some rest, man. I'm checking this out, and you know, I just wanted I wanted to add a quick section in the video, but apparently it's very long. So we're gonna do like create new character. We can go Worgen Death Knight, looking very cool, you know. Dicky duality. You know, let's buy some gear quickly. Okay. And now let's see. We got 3% dodge and 21% parry. Oh wait, Death Knight is like the only class that gets bonus parry, because they actually get scaling from strength. So Death Knight has the highest parry chance, if I understand correctly. This is basically their natural mitigation, you know. So they get 3 and 21. So let's try Night Elf Death Knight. 3 and 21. It's like 25, okay. But for parry you have to face them, right? I think. So if you wanna play like a face class, play Death Knight, you know. No, I don't wanna delete. Let's delete. Let's go Night Elf, Dead Knight. D-keys, whatever. D-keys, dualities, okay. Oh, come on. Delete. Night Elf, this. Okay, D-keys, dualities, yeah. Okay, let's see the Night Elf. 5% dodge, 21 parry. So mastery. Mastery doesn't affect dodge and parry, it seems. I'm not sure, man. I'm tired, you know. But yeah, Night Elf, Dead Knights also have one of the highest avoidance in the whole game. Highest parry, you know. Or Night Elf Rogue, you know, it's gonna be very interesting. And must now that we are Dead Knight, we have this ability. During combat. So what you can do is dead grip and then CC them for 5 seconds, you know. You pull them, right, you pull them and then you CC them for 5 seconds. Very good crowd control, you know. And then you have like 30% avoidance. So anything they throw at you, you know, you dodge. But you know, mages are gonna be a problem, that's for sure. I'm not sure, you know. This is the problem with that. I'm not sure. Does parry also affect range classes? I think it should. You know. Death Knights have interesting anti-magic shell. Very good, you know, anti-magic ability, anti-magic zone. It only lasts for 3 seconds, that sucks, but very good. They have anti-magic shell. You know, immune to magic debuffs. You know, some really good anti-magic abilities, you know. A lot of damage reduction, that's for sure. Okay, so that's it. If you have any questions, guys, let me know. I hope to get some rest. Peace. See you in the next one. Peace. 2.